Yo, is anybody here? We got three people here. Yo, dude, I have no idea what happened to the stream. Like my electricity went out, dude. It like it, we had all of our we had a my AC was on blast, and I guess that's what I guess it just went crazy. I don't know. XTZ, man, I haven't seen this coin. I haven't seen Tezos in a while. I would not recommend the breakout strategy on this. Um, I mean, I don't know if you would want to do the break. I don't think the breakout strategy. I wouldn't recommend it all that much on crypto because it's super volatile. So I don't. How does your electricity go? I had like we had our AC was like completely full blast. So everything was just like insanely like it was like on overdrive. So I think it kind of fried our electrical whatever you call it. Um, so I had to go outside and just kind of restart it. But it's because our AC's on and California is kind of on a like be careful with air conditioning because and the use of electricity when it's really hot because I think right now in California we are at what? Let me check. Weather. Do I even have a weather map? Hey Siri, how hot is it in? Oh, you know what? Weather. I got my weather app here. So right now it's 93 degrees outside. It's 93 degrees out. So we had the air conditioning on full blast, and we had three air conditioners on full blast. The living room, in our bedroom, and then just the house one. So that's kind of our fault for not really respecting California law, and basically just having everything like abnormally wasting energy and stuff. So that's kind of our fault, really. Um, but yeah, it's just because we had it on overdrive, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, it just you lost a few views. Yeah, dude, that sucks. I lost a bunch of people. Yo, I hope that because I lost a bunch of people, so that kind of sucks. But it's okay. I mean, it happens, right? I can't really, control. At least next time I know not to not to do that and stuff. Um, let me see. Copy, share, copy link. Let me just Let me just. I'll go on live right now, but let me just update my Let me just update my Patreon because I want to make sure that everybody there has the new link of my live. Because I know a bunch of people. I know people that want to see it too. So paste it. There we go. Man, just all my electronics are just not happy right now with me. But well, let me do XTC first. Let me do Tezos because it is breaking out on the high. It's actually over the high, right? $8, 8.5. Why is it breaking out? Is there any news on this? What's the news on Tezos? Is this an actual high? Oh no, high's up here. High's at $12. But why is it breaking out though? I have no idea why it's breaking out. Let me see. Tezos crypto news. Is there? I don't think there's anything really. I mean, usually when there's like breaking news, 8 hours ago. Yeah, usually you have like news up here, like here for Tezos or anything. 4 days ago, a month ago, a week ago, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. Yeah, like there's nothing recent that would probably cause that surge in price, and it's just been this week. So, what? A couple of days? Yeah, just now. So what? When did this price surge start? Just now. I mean, it just started. So I mean, I really doubt that it's anything kind of significant, you know? Oh, this is actually a little too high. That's actually a little too high. That should be down here. That should be like right there. Yeah, so it definitely broke out. As far as why it's breaking out, I'm not really sure. But if I had to take a quick guess of where it's headed, you know, we can say what? I mean, it's probably going to $9.20-ish, somewhere around that area, before you see like an actual retrace or maybe some kind of sideways movement. But my hard guess would be that it's probably going to be somewhere here. That's probably my guess. You're going to see it somewhere around that range. Let's do red box, red line, interior. We'll do red also. I like blue better. Let's do blue, blue, blue. Yeah, that's good. That's very good. So I'd say it's probably heading somewhere here, somewhere in this little area. Maybe expected to do something like this, somewhere around this range. I don't know. We'll just put it here. It doesn't really matter. Before you see a retrace to like back here somewhere, maybe like here, maybe back here. I don't know. Somewhere like a retrace before running up. But again, you know, this is pretty good for Tezos because the fact that it actually is breaking relative high, you know, I can see it go to $9, like around this area, this general range. But, you know, it's not at all-time highs. That all-time highs was like way back here. All-time high was like way back here. So where's my all-time high? Yeah, all-time high is way over here. So I mean, like I told you guys, I think it might be going to 920. You know, the really cool part is that, you know, that fib right here, that previous all-time high. Look at that. Where is it hitting? Where's the previous all-time high? Look at how perfectly it hits that fib level. Look at that. Look at how perfectly the previous all-time high, or the actual all-time high, is on the 2.618 fib level. Look at that. It's perfect basically. That's why I love using I love the fibs. You know, I think it's underused. I think the fibs are underused, and I think that a lot of people take, I don't want to say the fibs for granted, but I think they have a better, you know, a lot better accuracy that people give them credit for. I think. But yeah, I think Tezos is probably going to keep running. It doesn't seem like there's any momentum that's going to shake it down. 4-hour. Bear, consistently running up. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to stop. You actually had another bullish trigger. Look at that. You had another bull trigger on the hour right there. So look at that, right? You have another bull trigger on the hour. You still have downward movement, but, you know, generally what's going on is you had a bear trigger back here, but you're really kind of trading sideways. So, yeah, I can definitely see another bounce up to those highs. So, yeah, Tezos looks really good right now. Tezos looks pretty sick. I think Tezos is going to keep running. Link. I love Link, man. Is everybody here? Oh, let me come back over here because I haven't read any of the comments. But yeah, man, my electricity went out, so it sucks, bro. Because I mean, there was a bunch of people that were right here, so I was super happy with it. Working on the weekends like usual. What's up, man? What's up, Danny, dude? I love Danny, man. Danny's fucking cool. I'm super happy Danny was here. Danny, unfortunately, could not make the live yesterday because they went to the beach. Futures market. Let me see. Let's go check out futures. Where are the futures? I forgot what website I'd even use for futures tracking. TradeStation? I guess I can use TradeStation, but what the heck? Futures, market, crypto, what? No. Futures, Bloomberg. SPSX, hold up, give me a second. Let me find out what website do I even use for futures? I completely forgot. Stock futures, what am I using? Oh, it's investing.com. That's what it was. Investing.com. There we go. Yeah, let's actually look at what we're supposed to. Let's look at futures because I want to make sure what's going on. US 30, 500, everything is super green. But you know why? I think everything is green right now because I think the bill got passed, right? I think there was a bill that got passed that basically said that the government isn't going to shut down. Um, I think that's why everything is super green because I think that the bill got passed last minute, and I don't think it's good. I think it goes. What was it called? It was like Bill 510 something, and I think it's based on what is it called? I think it's based off of. I know that the government was going to shut down because of October because they're going to run out of money October 13th or something like that. But I think that actually got extended to December something. So I think there's still going to be money. I don't think the government's going to shut down October 13th. So I think we might see a small push to the upside until December. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure because, I can definitely see, something October being some kind of like being really funky. I definitely think October can give us a lot of really weird things, just like September. September was funky, right? So right away for win, you got a gap. You got a gap right there. You got a smaller gap right here, which I think is gonna get filled. And I should probably change the color because this color I don't like this color all that much. You can't see it all that much. We'll do this. Let's see this. Change that to white. Do I like it a little bit darker? It's the same thing. Oh, actually, we'll do that. Let's see. Darker? Yeah, that's good. Let's go darker. Like that. That's good. That's solid. I like that setup. That's good. Pretty easy way of telling if there's a gap. Win. What does win look like? I haven't seen win. Isn't win falling because of the whole? It's been falling, right? Yeah. It's been like not doing well like at all. It's basically been trading sideways ever since what? We're in the same price as September 2010. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, why would you ever think Win is going to do anything better than just trade sideways? First of all, I think Win is a horrible chart. It's been trading sideways for 10 years. I would have never put my money into Win Resorts. It's kind of trading within this range right here, but I think, let me see, it's just trading sideways. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't be surprised to see it up here at, what is this? Like one something or down at like $68. Win's just kind of been, it's just kind of been trading sideways, really. I don't think there's going to be too much momentum either side. I mean, if I had to guess, it probably goes back up to retest like $91 and then drops again. Or it comes back and retests this and then goes back and fills the gap. I think for Win, though, you can probably just keep expecting sort of sideways trading between certain ranges. Because it does look like it's going to be trading within this new range, like right here. So, I mean, if I had to guess, I could probably say that Win's probably going to trade between this range. Which is what? What is this? Whoops. How big of a range is that, though? Like a 30-40% range? That's actually pretty big. And this is on the monthly chart, too. So, I mean, like I said, look at what happens with Win. Usually what happens is if there's no news or significant event, it ends up trading sideways for a while. See? Sideways for a couple months, sideways for a couple months. This was back on February 17th. It ran, then it dropped on the 18th. It's probably COVID right here. Yeah, this is COVID. Trading sideways, drop. You're probably going to see a fluctuation between $79 and like $109 probably. If I had to take a quick guess, though, I'd say if you want to buy, if you like Win long term, I'd say right now is probably a good time to buy. Honestly, I think Win is not really going to do anything except trade sideways for a while, and I think you're buying at the bottom end here of what it possibly can do. But I'm not even going to take a big. I'm not even going to take a big guess here. But don't be surprised if Win just does this for the next couple of months, right? You just kind of see it trading within this range like this. Like Win seems to be like the perfect thing to swing trade, especially when you know what range it's going to trade on. Because right now it looks like it's either going to trade within a new range or it's going to keep dropping down to like 68, and just kind of trade sideways. So expect it to just be within a range for a while, quite a while, at least a couple of weeks. See, because look, when you have what? You generally have, well, I don't want to go too high, but, you have this range right here for, this was from what? March 20th to November. And then you have this other range here, right? And then you have this next range here. So from like right here, like right there. And then it dropped. Maybe you could see it trade from like here to like, somewhere like this, right? You can see it trade. I can see it trading like that, to be honest. So that's probably the new range, something like that. It looks like that's going to be the new range. Maybe even up to here. Maybe even right here. Something like, oops. Maybe even something like this. Like have the range like up here. See, but it's all it's doing is just kind of trading in ranges. It doesn't really do much, right? It's just, trading in a range. This one was trading in a range for way too long. Look at that. Trading in a range. So it really just kind of fluctuates between ranges. So like I said, don't be surprised if you just kind of see it go up, fill the gap, come back down, go up, down. Win looks okay. It's kind of hard for me to say where it's going to go. But Win just looks like it's going to keep going up and down, up and down, up and down. Because you got to look at the patterns, right? Everything trades differently. But look at that. It's just all Win does is really trade within specific ranges. Or not all the time, but, I want to say like 90% of the time, you can see it trade between ranges, right? Look at that. We'll do this. Watch, look at that. Range. Boom, you have a range right there. And it seems pretty easy to look at Win and go like, yeah, this looks like it's gonna be here for a while. So, range like right here. Boom, right there. So if you can guess where certain ranges are for Win, you can make a pretty good amount of money, right? So like I told you guys, like I think Win is gonna keep trading just sideways for a while. I really don't think that it's gonna do any heavy movements. But if I had to guess, you might see a trading range between somewhere here, possibly even lower, back to like, whoops. You might see an even lower range, probably at the support. So you might see a drop here, run, drop, but if you want to swing trade Win, for example, I would probably be buying all this area right here. So anywhere between 67 to like $80, whatever, somewhere around this range, I'd probably be buying this and then selling everything at like $103. And then that would be like the perfect way to swing trade Win. I think Win is like it's not bad. I think it's pretty solid. But it's just a good way of looking at it. It just trades sideways in its ranges. Ugh. So I hope that helps to whoever asked for Win, man. Been a minute, Tony. Hope all is well. Thanks, bro. Thank you, Jack. Can you look into UUU when you get a chance? UUU. What is UUU again? I haven't seen. Oh, energy. Oh, wait. Is this the whole thing that's been trading for? What is it called? I guess I was looking at this earlier. Is this the whole thing that's there's like an iron or energy thing going on right now, right? I don't know. I haven't really looked too much at energy in a while. Ranges. So we can talk about ranges. Seems like it's bouncing off the 50 and it's doing a pretty good job at it. I don't think I need this though, because we actually have pretty good resistance and support from everything. So we have one. We'll start down here. We'll go with a little bit higher. Right there. We have more right here. Yeah, probably right there. And then we have one more set up right here. Is that good? Actually, a little bit lower, like right there. So we have our general range, right, of what's going on. What does a bigger time frame look like? Well, actually, I'd say I'm pretty bullish already. It looks like we had a bear trigger on the month, and it's still consistently going up. You still see it going up for a while. What does it generally do on week? It doesn't really do much on bear closes for the weekly. I mean, just a quick guess. It looks like it's respecting it looks like it's respecting the 50 MA pretty well. So I'm not saying this is a wild guess. This is just me. Let me see. So what I think we can do, you're probably gonna see it keep running like this, like that. So you're probably gonna see you'll probably see UUU trade something like that. Whoops. But it does look like it's gonna come down a little bit. It does look like the daily is losing a little bit of momentum. So don't be surprised if you see UUU, do something like this, like come back down here from here, probably come back at the 50, and then just jump back up again. And it does look like it's gonna break relative highs though. See, we already had a high right here. So this is one thing I really like looking at when it comes to trading, right? So you have to look at what the highs are. So you have a pretty good high right there, and then you have another one, a higher high right there, right? This should probably be bigger. That's fine. So let's move it right here, right? So you have a high right here, and then you have a higher high that got created. Generally, that's a pretty good sentiment of where price is going. You have a pretty good idea of because if this was actually lower, if you would have actually had this this high be lower, so something maybe like for it to peak at like maybe $7.40, it wouldn't have been a really good look for UUU or UUU, whatever it is. Because in a case like that, then you would have had weaker momentum or weaker bullish pushes to the upside. So in the case like that, you could have actually seen it come back down. This kind of looks like a W pattern, but I don't really trade candlestick patterns. I don't really care too much about it. But I think for the most part, UUU is going to keep going up. It doesn't look like it's going to come back down. It just looks like it might come back down to maybe 629, maybe back to like 516, but I think ultimately it's going to head up. Like the monthly still looks really strong to the upside, and even though you had a bear trigger on, you had July close bearish, it's been going up. So I mean, I wouldn't really say that I'm bearish on UUUU. If anything, I'm actually pretty bullish on it. And I mean, if I were to trade, if I was consistent with energy plays, anything in this area, I'd probably be picking up. I mean, I'd say anything right here, so like right here, anything in this area right here, I think is a pretty good pickup for energy fuels. I think it's solid, honestly. I think it's a good idea. It's respecting the 50 MA. I mean, you're probably going to hit support maybe here at worst. I think you're probably going to bounce off the 50 if you actually do drop. But anything around this area, if you're looking at holding this long term, I think it's a good idea. I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's going to be a pretty solid play. Is this where the actual I just want to make sure that the chart is consistently higher. Oh, you know what? I did not see that. Oof. I did not know that this was the actual chart. Yeah, I completely forget what I just said. Do not trade this. Don't buy this at all. I mean, while it does look like it's going up, I did not know that it dropped that heavy. So you do not recommend that anybody even touch this chart. I would not touch this. Again, I still think that it's still going up, maybe in the short term. Long term though, why would you do not touch this? If you're looking to actually put your money in somewhere that's going to make you money, do not touch energy fuels for obvious reasons. It was trading at what, 236 13 years ago, 14 years ago. Yeah, no, don't trade UUUU. Again, I think it's going up, but there's no reason for anybody to play this at all. It doesn't. It wouldn't be fair to your money. You can there's plenty of other places where you can throw your money at. So to the person who requested that, thank you, but I can't recommend anybody actually, look at you for a good investment or anything. So we'll move on to something else because I don't want to stick too long with just one or a couple. What about what is this UPST? What is Upstart? Is that Upstart? UPST Upstart. Have we looked at this? Oh, I guess we did look at this, and I guess I was right. Damn, I can't believe that I looked at this a while ago. I looked at this when back in August, and I said I was going to what 172. Cool. I guess I was right. I always like watching these charts because, I come back to it and I'm like, hey, guess what? I guess I was right. Yeah, where's it running to? I mean, it had a weekly close. It just closed bearish for the weekly, and it does seem to respect the weekly close every single time. So, actually, let me see what's going on here. How far back does it drop? So, first close, it drops back to the 618 level. We'll get rid of that. Second run, it goes back to 618, around 618-ish, 71. I'll believe that. Let me see. I wouldn't be surprised if you see it drop again to the 618. So I guess I was right on Upstart. Let me see. Unfortunately, I think that Upstart is probably going to keep dropping. If this is actually the top, right? If this is actually the top, I can see it coming all the way back down to what? $198 before recovering again to the upside. And that's just a wild guess. I think ultimately you're still going to see Upstart go to the upside, but yeah, would not be surprised if it does something like this. Plus, it's got a gap to fill at 139. So it's a pretty decent gap, too. So I don't think I need to do too much TA. I wouldn't really care too much. I don't care too much about Upstart for like anything really, but it does look like it's going to drop down pretty heavy. Because look at that. I mean, you essentially have. Let me actually fix. Let me see. Can I fix this a little bit? Right there. That's pretty good. So you can definitely have Upstart drop like all the way down to like, I don't know, something like back to 173. I doubt it though. I doubt it drops that far. Because every single instance of it dropping, you can see it. It goes to the 618. Look at that, 618 recovers. Again, 618 right here, around that area, recovers. So I can only assume that the same thing is going to happen, right? That's the only way to actually determine a forecast is looking at what happened previously. So, boom. Go down, 618, recovers. If I were to get into Upstart, I would only buy at 190. What is this? $198. I would only be buying at $198. You know what? I'll set it up here. So this is where I would only buy right there, right here. I'll set this up so I remember. But Upstart, I can't really deny what it's done in the past. Or technically, you could use a low here and do that. So, I can see it drop from here down to 618 and then probably go to the upside. So, if you were to do two different add-in positions, and if you like Upstart, you should probably be accumulating here and here. That's where you should be buying. So you should be buying. Actually, we'll do that. We'll do this. We'll do this, and we'll do this. So technically, I'll get rid of the fib because it looks a little messy. But if you like Upstart and if you think it's a good company, you should be buying right here at like 247, 250. And you should be buying again around like the 200 range. I'll tell you guys that right now. So there's only two scenarios that I think are going to play out, especially after closing the week right here. And if I had liquid right now to spend, I would probably be buying puts on Upstart because I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. I wouldn't be completely against buying puts on Upstart. I think it's not bad at all. But look at that. It played out almost perfect. Look at it. It played out perfectly, right? It's on trend, and you can easily see a retracement down to here and here, and then a recovery. So, don't be surprised if it actually does end up doing that. But, you do have another new trend line here, like right there. So, so you have two trend lines right now. One, right? So you essentially have two places of support as far as moving upward. So you have here, which is this first one right here, this line, and the second one, you have a gap to fill back here like 150. But I think if you like Upstart, you'd be accumulating like right here. I think that'd probably be your two positions. You probably if you have $1,000, buy 500 here, buy 500 there. And I hope that helps you guys out for Upstart. I think Upstart's not bad. I think it's probably gonna come down. Baba's still going to 130. Yeah, I still think Baba's going to 130. I still have my puts. I still think it's gonna go to 130. I think it's still gonna run. I think it's still gonna drop. Thoughts on DXY breaking to the upside? I actually haven't seen the DXY in a while. I haven't seen the DXY in a very long while. Run up. Yeah, I thought it was gonna drop heavy. I thought it was gonna drop heavy to $90, and this was a huge surprise to me, the fact that it actually ran up like that. And it's crazy to think about because the dollar right now is, if the dollar keeps getting stronger like this, technically, you should have the S&P 500 drop along with gold, along with crypto. As long as the U.S. dollar runs high, you should expect everything else that bets against it to go to the downside, right? So if the dollar keeps running up, you can expect the S&P 500 to keep dropping. You can expect Bitcoin to drop at some point, crypto and stuff, right? So it was a super huge surprise, the fact that it's actually running to the upside, and it's right here, right? So technically you're in a trading range right now, which is the bad part. So you're in this trading range right here. Let me actually make this a little bit clearer for everybody to see. But you're in this trading range right here. Can I make it darker? No, that's too dark. That's fine. So you're in this trading range. It looks like it wants to break out. And if it does break out of this trading range, you can probably expect it to run all the way up to here, to its second trading range, which is like, I don't know, possibly like here, all the way up to like somewhere like this is probably the next trading range if it actually decides to go up like this, probably there somewhere. And keep in mind, if it runs from here to this trading range somewhere, that's a big rise, and you can expect a lot of movement. That's a 4% move on the dollar. That's not very good at all. Especially for the S&P 500 or really anything else. And that's usually what the dollar does, right? It likes to trade in ranges. So range, right? Range, kind of a range, drop, range. For the most part, it doesn't fluctuate all that much. It really just kind of goes up and down between like $90 and $100. But if it moves this much to the high side, you can expect the S&P 500 and the market as a whole to really drop pretty significantly. But key thing is though, you're more than likely, you're getting closer and closer to close a bear month on the dollar. So it's one of those things where I'm like, if you wanted to actually, drop heavy, it generally means that you're going to have a strong crypto market, a strong stock market. So you can maybe expect that in the next, I don't know, by the end of the year to at least somehow, close a bear month, and then maybe we actually push down, possibly lower down again to like $89 again. But the DIY running to the upside is a little scary because if it does keep running, I do see it at that level, this next trading range, and if it's trading here, SPY is going down even further. And even right now, I'm like pretty bearish on the S&P 500 because it's fucking it closed a bear month, and on average, it tends to drop 10 to 20% when it closes a bear month, and it's just a lot of weird stuff happening right now. So we'll look at the monthly, right? Every single time you close a bear month, right? Bear month close, you drop 35%, you drop 20%, you drop 11%. Bear month close and you actually trail down, you drop 60%, 22%, 17%, or like 18%. You drop 30%, 22%. So, whenever the SPY actually closes a month bear, you tend to drop pretty heavily. And we actually just closed the bear month in September, for the month of September. So I do have my 2 trading ranges right here. Right? You guys already know I have my 50% drop at 386, and I have my 20% drop at 362. Keep in mind, a 15% drop nets it almost exactly at 388, which again is kind of concerning, right? I'm not saying it's going to drop there. All I'm saying is that if it actually comes back down and breaks support at 414, the next stop is filling this gap, and the next stop is going back down to 388. And if it actually touches this, it's going to break the 50 MA, which is another big thing to like worry about and stuff, man. Oh, it's crazy. Join the Patreon. So I'll come back to watch the rest. Yeah, man. I mean, thanks, bro. Danny's always been, supporting since like day one, bro. I love Danny's good, man. I love Danny. Danny's pretty cool, and the Patreon is pretty good. I give you guys all the settings for the reverse MACD, the Stoic. Basically a lot of stuff that I don't really show, on my YouTube and stuff. So, I if you just support the channel and you like, everything. I'm not telling you guys to join the Patreon. It's not. I don't want to sound like I'm selling anything because I'm not. It's more of like, if you like the channel, if you want to keep supporting, and if you like supporting me and stuff, fantastic, man. I would love if everybody can join. I'd be super happy if everybody can join the Patreon. But if you guys don't want to, you guys don't have to. But quick plug to Danny. Thank you to Danny for. I'll put the link in the in the chat if anybody actually wants to join. Let me see. Let me come back here. Let me see. Come back up. When doing support and resistance on the weekly, can you use the same candle wick twice? The top of the wick touches is in line with one support level, but the same wick but lower is in line with another support. So when I'm doing support and resistance, I generally try to not use the same wick twice. I try to stick to only using it once. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I guess the direct answer is no. I usually do not, like 99% of the time, I'm only using that wick one time. I'm making sure that every single wick touches just once. If there's on the wicks, if there's a time where it actually touches multiple times and you think that it should go there, you think that having the support or resistance touch that wick multiple times is gonna help you, then yeah, sure, put it on there. But me personally, no, I generally don't use the same wick twice. If we have a support or resistance line touching a wick, I 99% of the time I'm gonna do my best to not reuse that same wick. And I hope that answers your question, man. But I know exactly what we're talking about, and the answer is no. I don't use the same wick twice. Can I do SoFi? I think I already did SoFi. I think I did SoFi like last week or something, and I said it was going down. I don't remember. I'll do it again. I think I might have like some sort of yeah, I already have TA already built in. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna do TA, at least for the last week. There's 2 scenarios. Either come back here or ultimately it did fill the gap. Oh, you know what? That's interesting. So it actually came down and actually filled that gap. That's actually pretty good. So it ran up, came down, filled the gap. Yeah, I can definitely see it running up to trend, especially after the 4-hour close. Last time, how much did it actually run? Right in the 4-hour, essentially the same thing. So it ran what? From here to here. It ran $3 in 5 days. 20 hours to, so somewhere around here. Yeah, why not? I mean, it definitely seems like it'll work, right? Something like this, probably come up to trend, and it's kind of what it was, right? The scenario that I put out was basically it's going to come back and it's going to fill that gap, which it did. So a new scenario, it filled that gap, which I'm actually pretty surprised it did it. So I did it last week. I didn't think it was going to fill it that fast. I think SoFi is going back up, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like it's going back up. It crossed the daily above this resistance at 1627. The weekly is looking still bullish. The weekly is still looking pretty bullish. The monthly is still too young to be looking at the monthly. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it runs back up to trend. So, I mean, if it does something like this in the next, what, like 2 weeks or so, maybe? I mean, last time it ran up in like a week. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of does the same thing. So, I mean, if it does this in like 2-3 weeks, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I think SoFi is going up. There's no reason for me to say that there's nothing showing that SoFi is going to go down. So, I mean, in a case like that, I would think that SoFi is going up back to trend. I think it's not a bad idea. BTC, man, Bitcoin dropped heavy right now here, and the bad part is I have a forex long position right now, so I'm barely in profit. Well, I have a big lot, so I'm making money, but you know and it almost hit. Look at that. So my TP is actually up here at 49,613 ish, whatever. 49,594, and it wicked to 49,318. So I was only about 100, 200 bucks off from getting wicked and having hit take profit. So crypto looks like it's probably going to run up again. It looks like it's going to break bullish, but you know, we'll see what happens. Bitcoin is looking kind of okay. I mean, it's doing all right. I thought I gave my scenario for Bitcoin was either comes up here, comes back down, it trades sideways, or it runs up, right? As of right now, it's just kind of trading sideways. So in a scenario like this, you got to look at what it's actually doing, right? So bear trigger, sideways, bullish trigger got canceled out, bear trigger, it actually fell. So now I'm a little bit more biased to the downside, but we'll see what happens. I'm still generally bearish on crypto overall. Until we actually get some sort of close, some sort of bullish close on the weekly, right? And it does look like it's going to happen again. It does look like we might actually get a bullish close on the weekly soon, and that's when I'll probably end up buying heavy into crypto all over again. Can I do TSM and Cosmos? TSM, you know what? I haven't seen TSM in a while. TSM is a yeah, there you go, semiconductor. I regret to this day not holding TSM because I think I had a really big TSM position a while back, maybe a year ago. And a year ago is what? September, June, August, September here. So, I mean, I could have seen a pretty nice, at least just holding it. You know, it could have seen some nice returns, but I actually sold TSM, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna buy something else with my money. And I mean, I think it played out okay, but you know, at the same time, I still wish that I held on to it because it was pretty. TSM is pretty stable. It's doing a pretty good job at holding up against the market. So, you know, it's not a bad play. You know, there's not a huge range on TSM. What's it running at right now? What's the retrace? I mean, hit 0.5 down here. I mean, I would say TSM's kind of. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't just keep continuing going up. All it's doing is trading sideways. It's trading a little bit under the 50 MA. Let me see. The weekly is bear, but it doesn't really do anything on bear triggers. The daily is what, gonna hit bullish? Yeah, I'd say it's probably gonna go up. I'd say it found like a nice little bottom here, and it's probably gonna retrace to the upside. So I mean, I'd be perfectly fine saying that it's gonna do that in the next week or two. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna really come back down here. You close bullish. You're already at the bottoms. Yeah, I would say I'm pretty comfortable um, saying that TSM is probably gonna keep trading within this range on the low side. I don't think it's gonna drop heavy though. It doesn't really look like it's gonna drop heavy. What does a monthly look like? Monthly looks, yeah. I really doubt that it's gonna drop heavy. I mean, what you closed the bear month back in March, and you've really just been trading sideways between 124, 107. I mean, technically, a perfect entry would probably every single time would probably be here. If you want to actually get a perfect entry, let me see. TSM perfect entry would probably be 110 every single time, more than likely. Let me see. We'll make this, what is it, white? We'll make it white so we know. Or we'll make it green because that's how we know that's the color of money. But yeah, I mean, I'd say perfect entry would be here, and then a perfect swing. I mean, this looks like a perfect swing trade every single time for the last, since March. Buy 110, sell at 124. Buy 110, sell at 124. Buy 110, sell at 124. Buy 110 right now, sell at 124. That's what? A 12% gain? I think that's pretty easy. That's a pretty easy swing trade. I think, first of all, TSM is going to continue to go up. I don't think it's going to drop down all the way to here. And it's just been trading sideways. And every single weekly trigger on the bear side is just, it hasn't done anything. You're just consistently trading within this range. So I'd say TSM is the perfect example of how you would swing trade right now. Buy 110, sell at 124. Easy, easy money. Maybe have a stop loss at like 106 just in case. But I mean, what kind of a loss would that be from here? Maybe like right here. You're looking at a 3% loss. That's insane value right there. That's an insane value. That's a long position here. So you do what here? What's your R&R? You have almost a 4. It's a 4-to-1 trade every single time. You're risking like $1 to make $4. This is a 4-to-1 trade every single time. Look at that. It's a 3.85 ratio, reward ratio. This is a trade I would take every single day, and I'm probably gonna buy the TSM like Monday, because this is an easy 10% gain rate, easy 10%. And it seems like every single time it touches that 110 level, it does it in what? It's a forecast. You see, touches 110, comes back up here in 2 weeks. Crosses 110, comes back up here in 2 months. Crosses 110, breaks it again in 22 days. Crosses it here. Average, let's say 14 days, 22 days, 60 days at most. You're maybe looking at holding this till what? Late November. So this looks like an easy 12% return every single time. I would take this trade every single day. Every single day, I take this trade every single day. This looks like the perfect swing trade. There's never a situation where I would not take this trade. This looks like a perfect trade essentially. Yeah, like I would take this trade every single time. So TSM looks fantastic. If you're swinging it, like TSM looks awesome. Yo, why is your power out? You have PG and E. My AC was like, my AC is like on full blast. So my power went out because I think we were just overclocking it or something. But yeah, that's basically why it went out. I think we were just overclocking it. Wait, you're talking for BTT? You're talking about the crypto, right? BitTorrent, yeah, BitTorrent, yeah. Make sure BitTorrent. BTT, we'll do Bitfinex. The weekly. Oh, I guess I haven't done any TA on this. Well, first of all, what I always like doing is I always like looking what the actual return can be from all-time high, right? So if this goes back to all-time high, you're looking at a 287 return. I personally wouldn't buy it because you can see returns like that easily on Ethereum or Bitcoin or something more known, right? Like I wouldn't put my money into this just because I like BitTorrent, and I would probably trade it, but I would look at other token or other crypto and see what's going on first. Let me see if you could do the BRB method here. BRB 618. No, you would have been stopped out on BTT pretty fast, so you would have not been able to do the BRB on this. Sideways trading. What about now though? Let's see. Low to high 618. You know what? If you were doing the BRB strategy on crypto, this might be a really good accumulation at this level right here. It looks pretty solid. It looks like it might actually want to like go from there. I'd say, can we go? I'd say that's a good spot. Well, I gotta change this. BTT. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? I actually like BTT. I think it's a good crypto. But it's a good spot. Yeah, I think this hits a couple. Do this one here. That's another good range. It's on the 50. I'd say we're good there. How many is it hitting mini wicks? Actually, that's a pretty good spot. And then probably like up here somewhere. Probably right there. So, I mean, as far as ranges, I mean, right now it's trading under range. It's trading under resistance right now. So you might have resistance coming back up here. And it does look like, let's see, you have support. So it does look like you're actually going up to retest support. So you might actually come back, retest support from right here, and possibly either drop back down here or all the way down here. You know, if anything happens. But, I mean, I'll paint you guys a scenario right there. Right? Like, you can definitely do something like this. The weekly looks like it is going to break bullish, though. The monthly is... When did it actually cross? It dropped a lot. Yeah, I mean, I'd say generally it's just kind of like a whatever chart. I wouldn't say that it's cool. I would be more biased on the downside for BTT than upwards. I'd say it's probably coming up here to retest support, and then it's probably going to drop, maybe back to the same level, maybe come back up. But I think there's a strong chance that it's coming back up here. So what is this? 0.003 before hitting, and then retracing before you actually have a really big move in crypto. But keep in mind, if you have Bitcoin or Ethereum, you know, run really hard to the upside and recover, you know, you can easily see every single other crypto start running really hard as well. I haven't seen Ethereum though. I know it just had a massive drop, so don't really want to do anything right now. It does look, I mean, it's just trading sideways. I might end up buying another position in Ethereum right now. I might end up buying another one because I do think it's headed to 35.91. I do think that's my TP for Ethereum as of right now. So it did hit a new high of 34.92. So I'm still pretty bullish right now on Ethereum and Bitcoin short term. But you know, we got to see how it plays out because things can change in crypto extremely fast. Just by Shiba Inu, yeah. I'm just waiting for Shiba to do anything, man. To be honest, I'm not even looking at the chart. The good thing is though, I have my Shiba Inu in what is it called? I have my Shiba Inu in Coinbase Pro. I look at my Coinbase Pro like once a week, man. I don't even care what happens to Shiba Inu because it's on my Coinbase Pro account. So I don't really, you know, there's not much that I can really do with it. But I do like Shiba Inu though, because from lows to highs, you're looking at a 4x multiple, and let's see what the retracement is right now. And retracement's holding up at 786. You haven't actually dropped to the previous 1/5, so it's not all that bad. But again, Shiba Inu is just fool's insurance. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's just I've already said that plenty of times. It's fool's insurance, man. That's it. That's really it, man. I don't really see it as doing anything else. Yeah. Tilray, dude, Tilray is still killing me. I'm still holding Tilray. I don't want to hold it anymore. I should have cashed out when I should have, but I never actually, I never redid the TA on it, and I didn't really look at it for a while. But somebody asked me where I thought Tilray was going back here in July, and I'm like, unfortunately, I see it dropping down to 1380, and it did, right? It kind of came back a little bit right here, and then it dropped down to 1380, and I haven't really, done too much. I guess the last TA was it's going down to 1043, and unfortunately, I think it's still going to keep dropping. Look at that. It just closed a bare week. So don't be surprised if you see it down at 1049. I'm hurting, bro. I have a big position in Tilray, so I'm not exactly happy with Tilray right now. But it's going down. I'm not going to take too much time to do TA. Tilray is going down, man. Tilray is going down. Thoughts on the Bank of America situation? So I have been looking into the Bank of America stuff. I don't know exactly what's going on. So I think, I think Bank of America has like a bunch of crap going on. But again, I don't want to talk too much about it just because I haven't even done research on Bank of America, man. I haven't really seen Bank of America all that much. So I don't know what it's actually going to do. So, I got to look into it, man. But I know there's some weird stuff going on with Bank of America. So thank you for bringing that up because I completely forgot. Let me go back. Did I miss anything else? Bitfarms has been better than Riot. And I think Bitfarms is going to be better than Riot. I think 100% Bitfarms is going to be better than Riot. And even better than Bitfarms, I think it's going to be, what is it called? Bit Digital? I think it's called Bit Digital. What is it called? I think the ticker's like BT, BIT, something like that. Bit, BIT, BIT. Oh, this one, BTBT. So first of all, I do think that Bitfarms is going to be insane. Is going to be way better than Riot, and I do think that BTBT is also going to be better than Bitfarms, just because BTBT or Bit Digital is actually half the market cap that Bitfarms is, and the previous high back in January was $30 for BTBT, and it's currently right now at 8. So if it runs back up, which I do think is a high possibility of it actually going back to all-time highs, you're looking at least a 3x. But not only a 3x, I actually think it can run up even higher because of the smaller market cap that BTBT has. BitF, I like BitF because it's a better. I just think they're a better company, and it does look like they're going to be running back to the upside, right? I do think it's going to run back up higher. But like I told you guys before, I think if I had to pick, miners, only buy miners that are not in China. Stay away from SOS. I do not like SOS right now. If you like it yourselves, that's great. Do your own research, do your own TA. If you think SOS is going to blow up, fantastic. Personally, I would only put my money in Bitfarms or BTBT, Riot, anything that's any miner or any stock that's related to crypto that's not from China, because I'm telling you guys right now, everything China mining is going to hurt pretty bad. I'll tell you guys that right now. T falling wedge with 3 gaps and dividends coming on Thursday. T is AT&T, right? Man, I don't really look at all these tickers, man. T. When was the last time I looked at AT&T? Holy crap. What's my computer at? Oh, 13%. Oh, I gotta plug in my computer because it looks like it's gonna fail me pretty quickly right now. I think T is gonna consistently go down. I would never put my money in AT&T. Just looking at this chart. Like, I mean, at most you can see this what going from here all the way up to like here somewhere, so like 36 bucks. That kind of a gain is minimal for the risk that you're looking at, right? So what is the risk? You mean you would only make a 30% gain from that, right? You have really strong support though, I'll give it that. You have really strong support here at like 26.79. There's extremely strong support right there. You have a lot of resistance. You're gonna have a lot of resistance at. Can I go lower? I can go lower. Probably more resistance. No, I'll take that one off. I don't think we need that one all that much. I think you're gonna have a lot of resistance here, so I can definitely see it either. I don't know why I put this, but I can definitely see it running to here, and then kind of coming back down, because it has been consistently, kind of trailing to the low side. But I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back up and goes to trend. But keep in mind, I mean, look how long it's been respecting trend for, right? It's been respecting that downtrend ever since what? July of 2016. So what? 5 years now. And then before that, all it did was what? Trade with this. Oh, actually, let me take this off. So before that, all it really did was trade within range, like right here. Right? All it really did was trade within range trade. So I mean, T is not something that I would put my money at. I mean, you might, like I said, you might see it run a little bit, but the risk to the low side is so much bigger than you going to the high. I mean, technically, if you wanted to swing this, I would say possibly do something like this. Have a long position where you enter here. You ride this all the way up to what? Like somewhere like, let me see, where's there's a lot of, there we go. You put your stop like heavy, somewhere like right there, right? You put your stop right there if you're going to swing this, right? So you're looking at what? You're looking at 15% upside, and you're looking at a 5%, 6% loss. So not bad, but I would say, if you're going to look at this, possibly maybe take partial profit at 30 bucks and then let the rest ride to maybe $31, $32. But I think this would be a perfect swing trade like that. And your R&R is 3.6. You're looking at almost a 4 R&R. So like a 4 to 1. You're essentially risking only you're only risking $1 to make $4. Which is a pretty good it's a pretty good risk to reward. So give me a second. I'm still gonna stay online, but let me just connect the laptop to charge because it is definitely dying. And I don't want it to cut off like what happened with the electricity and stuff. So give me like 5 seconds, guys. So I think that should be, yeah, it's charging, so we're good. I have my Coke, I have some chips. I can definitely stay here for a little bit longer. My wife is outside walking our daughter, so I've been on for what, an hour and 4 minutes? I can probably stay on for like another half an hour, honestly. Maybe. Boeing. Did Boeing recover? I know that I was pretty bearish on Boeing. Roku is it up from here, like you said, touch low 300 or 290s, then straight back up. Oh, nice. Did it play out like I told you guys? I haven't seen Roku. I think I did the Roku on the live, and then, oh, nice. It looks like it is playing out. Let me see, what is it doing? So it came down, it came back down from here, going down. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to pick up Roku, I think Roku right now is a solid pickup. I think Roku's pretty good. Oh, look at that. It closed a bullish week. And you're already creating, oh, dude, I think I'm definitely picking up Roku. Yeah, I'm definitely picking up Roku. What's the upside here? If I buy what, 314, write it up to what? What is the previous high? Like right here. That's a 50% gain. Who wouldn't take that? Who wouldn't take that bet every single time? That seems like a really solid trade. I bet you the R&R is going to be insane too. What did we run last time? So last time you did what? 152 bucks in 42 days? So the low. So 42 days, $152. Yeah, it's around that same range. Definitely around that same range. You know, it's been consistently hitting support. Yeah, I would take this trade all day long, all day long. You're long. I mean, you can have a really easy swing right here, super easy swing. So you know, we'll do this. It'll be my long. So my long position would actually be, you know, here. You know, you'd set it up, going back up to what? What did we say? 150. Oh, I didn't even check what the actual. Damn it! I didn't even check. We said 152, right? I think it was 152. So from here, 152, like right, 152.76. So we'd actually lower this a little bit to fit that 154.72.54. A little bit higher. There we go. And then you would have a stop loss like right here just to be on the safer side. Well, I would actually even put my stop loss even higher. So maybe something like right here. I'd probably have my stop loss right there. Just because that was a pretty exaggerated wick. So I don't think I would set it up like that. But yeah, I definitely think this is a really solid setup. I can take this off. I'll leave that there. But what would this look like? So you're risking what? You're risking 10% to make 50%. So this should definitely be at least a 5. Yeah, 5.2 RR. This is a solid setup right here. I think Roku is going to be, you know, you're looking at a really nice 50% gain, at a really good possibility of a 50% gain in the next 2 months, 3 months or so. And you have weakened momentum on October already. So, you know, I would not be surprised to see, you know, to see Roku kind of trade sideways and then up back to here. That looks like a pretty solid. I would take that trade every single day. I'm buying this on, what is it called? I'm buying this on Monday. I'm gonna have my setup for this exactly. So I'm gonna have my stop loss is at 283.73. My take profit is at 472.54. So random videos, boss. Yeah, dude. Random. That's probably gonna be my setup on Monday. I'm buying in 100%. Roku looks pretty sick. It looks really solid. So I mean, I'm definitely thinking of getting Roku. Not definitely thinking. I am gonna get Roku. I think it's a solid entry. What does BA look like? What is my chart? Oh, there we go. I'm like, where's everything at? I'm like, what's going on with my chart? What's happening? Oh, it recovered nicely. I actually thought it was going to go back down to like 192. Did it recover on news or what's going on? What does the weekly look like? I mean, it looks like it's probably going to keep dropping. Yeah. It's on trend, right? It's on trend right now. Look at that. It's on trend. It's hitting trend. And it's been respecting trend for a while now. So, you know, it's been respecting trend ever since, well, I think we can even go way further back. Since March of 2019, so it's been respecting trend. Is there a divergence here? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, if I had to do anything with Boeing, I'd probably say I'd short it right now. If I could. Oh, you know, I can actually short it. Oh, you know what? I think, you know what? Let me check my Forex account. I don't know if Forex, if BA is actually available or not to short. BA. Oh, it is. It is available. Okay, cool. I'm definitely shorting Boeing on I'm definitely shorting Boeing on Monday open. I'm just gonna leave an open. I'm gonna leave an open trade on Boeing. I think I'm gonna short right now, fully expecting it to drop all the way down. by the way. What does the weekly look like? Weekly looks bullish. Unless it actually breaks trend. I mean, if it breaks trend right here, then I'm 100% out. I would 100% be out of Boeing because I would think that it's going to recover. But it's respecting trend. This is monthly trend, right? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I feel like I'm going to get stopped out. I feel like I'm going to have my stop loss hit on Boeing, but I don't know. I have a gut feeling it's going to break. I have a gut feeling it's going to break. I'm not going to say too much about Boeing right now because I'm not 100% sure. But I think Boeing might actually break trend. But you never know. I don't know what's going to happen. Man. What are your plays for this week? I really don't have any plays for this week. I'm really just holding bid farms. I just bought a bunch of crypto. So I'm just kind of sitting, perfectly fine. I don't really have anything going on. I mean, I have Baba puts. Right now, so I'm holding on to those. I have a bunch of leaps on RKT. I don't think I have too many other options, really. I don't think I have anything open. For this week specifically, though, I think I am going to be doing that position in Roku. It looks too perfect to not play out. Oh, sorry, it looks too perfect to not do. I'm not saying that it is going to play out, but but me risking what? I'm risking 10% of a position to possibly make, 50%. I would take that all day. And every single TA on Roku looks fantastic. So, there's no reason why I would not take not take this trade, right? Or I would not take this trade. So, I definitely think there's a lot bigger upside to the low side. I mean, I'm risking 10% to make 50%, so it's not too bad. The R&R is 5.2. So, as far as an actual play that I'm gonna do this week, I'm buying Roku Monday morning or Monday when it opens, and I hope it doesn't move all that high. Saul Isai, thanks for replying whenever you can. If it ain't a problem, can you make a video about the situation because there's a lot of FUD going on? Yeah, sure, man. Let me look into the Bank of America stuff and I'll make a video. But I hate making videos, or I'm not hate, but I don't really do any. I don't really make any videos on stuff that I don't know about. So I don't want to give anybody false information, right? So in a case like that, I would probably just kind of do my research first and then talk about Bank of America. But I'll definitely look into it and see if I find anything interesting. I'm looking at the daily chart on T. Support line starts for March 23rd for my charting. Look at T again. Support is right here. Can I go higher? I mean, yeah, I can go higher. I mean, I think support is around this area. I mean, I'm using the weekly, so my support isn't probably going to be as exact as your daily. I don't really use the what is it called? I don't really use the daily to set my support and resistance. I only use the weekly. They're just kind of like general areas of support and resistance. They're not exact. So it can definitely play higher, lower, but it's generally just kind of right here, because I know when it's in these zones right here, I know that it's either going to go up or it's going to go down. That's really the way that I trade, right? So when it's here, when T is right here, right? When T is in this general area, I know that AT&T is like, it's either going to go down or it's going to run up, right? Same thing here. When AT&T is in this general area, I'm like, it's either going to go up and it's going to go down. And at least this way, I already have a 50-50 chance of being right. So if it's down here, if I have a buy limit, you know what? It's going to drop down here and bounce. I have a buy limit here. Boom. It wicks down. It takes that buy limit, and then I'm immediately out of my position like the next week afterwards because it wicked up here, right? So I buy down here. It wicks up. Same thing. And again, all I'm doing is just kind of waiting it out. It comes back here. I have a buy limit October 20th or that week of. I'm out of that position 2 months later, right? And I'm looking at what? I'm looking at a 10% gain. If I buy T with 50 grand, I'm taking home $5,000 in 2 months. So it's not necessarily a bad, a bad situation. So again, here, T, it's what? It already hit this resistance or support at 26.92. I'd buy probably right here, and I'd wait till it actually hits 30 bucks again. That's another 10 bucks, right? Sorry, that's another like 5 grand. So boom, here to here, 5 grand, here to here, 5 grand, here to here, 5 grand. Every single time, same stop loss. Actually, it should probably be a little bit higher. Whoops. So other than that, it should probably be somewhere like right there, maybe. So not too low. But again, same thing, right? It's really just about being, support. That's it. But yeah, my support isn't going to be as exact as yours. My support is probably going to be, it's more of a general area, really. Can you do Ethereum? I think Ethereum's going up. I think Ethereum and Bitcoin are probably going to keep running. Let me see. I currently have a long position right now on Ethereum. I think the hour is about to close bullish, right? Yeah, it's going to close bullish again. So I wouldn't be surprised to see another run up on Ethereum and Bitcoin back up to like right here. But as soon as the 4 hour closes bullish, which hopefully is within the next couple of hours, I'm going to be buying another long position in Ethereum. But yeah, generally this is kind of what I'm thinking was going to happen. From here, probably come back down, retest the support, which it kind of did right here. I was off by what, like $10, $20. So it kind of came down, went back up. But I think ultimately, I think we're going to see 35.95 or like a 3,600 Ethereum probably. But again, you get that crypto's weird, so it can definitely drop like crazy at like any point in time. It can drop like hard. DLTR. What is DLTR? DLTR. Oh, Dollar Tree. Oh wow, look at that huge, massive gap. Didn't I just talk about Dollar Tree? I don't remember actually. What does a daily look like? Yeah, daily you got a gap. I think it's going back down to fill that gap. But you have a gap here. You have a gap there, right? You have a gap there. You have a gap here. So you got 2 gaps. So yeah, I would definitely say that you have either way. Let's see, 4 hour. It looks it's crossing over. I don't know. Dollar Tree's kind of hard, honestly. Where would I think Dollar Tree's going? I mean, it's really just kind of been trading sideways. It actually wicked. Took a wick up here. So I'd say it's on resistance right now. You know what? You got resistance up here, like right there. You got resistance. You probably have a lot more resistance. You probably have some like right here. Yeah, probably more like right there. Yeah, so generally just a trading range. I'd say there's pretty good trading range here. Right there too. Let's go on the daily. Yeah, so you have this. You have a couple of spots here where it could definitely move. So keep in mind, you have to break resistance to actually fill this gap, and then you have to break support to fill this gap. You might throw a wick down there though. So I think the more probable thing that can happen is you see Dollar Tree run down to fill that gap. And again, I could be wrong, but I think probability-wise, I think it comes back down here, possibly, and then runs up like that. But I think you might actually fill this gap by Dollar Tree throwing a wick down here. So you might see something like, can I draw? So you might see like a, what is it called? You might see like a wick down here. You might see Dollar Tree throw a wick like that. You'll have a full candle right here, but then you see it might throw a wick. Let me see if I can. Can I draw a candle? Do I have any candles here? Candle, candle, candle. That's fine. I'll draw it here. That looks ugly. Well, you know what? We just kind of get the idea, right? I think we might create a candle here, and then you might see it throw a wick, like this, right? You see that wick right there? It might throw a wick down here, not break that support, and then probably rebound. I think that's probably what's gonna happen. That looks like the most probable thing that Dollar Tree might do. I think. IRM. Sure, I haven't looked at IRM. Let's see. IRM. Iron Mountain. Oh, right, iron. Iron's been like super popular recently, right? So iron looks like it's gonna drop. It's gonna keep dropping. Wait, is it though? Let me see. So you got right there. Probably right there. Right there. I don't think I need to do too much. We have a pretty solid trading range right here. Did it bounce off here? Yeah, it bounced. I mean, as far as like a daily, you can probably set here as like a support on the daily for like 43.29. I can probably see it bouncing back up here to like 44 bucks. So it definitely looks bullish right now. But also keep in mind, you actually had a bull conversion on the daily, and all you've been doing is trading down. So, you know, if I had to guess, I think ultimately you're probably going to come back down here. I think it's going back down to like $42 in the short term, shortish term. Longer term it might drop lower because look at the monthly. Right, the monthly just crossed bear, but I want to see what it actually does when it closes bear. Oh, you know what? It might actually do this. Let me put this down a little bit. So, because it's bearish right now, you might actually see it do this. You might actually see it come all the way back down to 41.37. Look at all this resistance on IRM on the monthly chart. Look at all that. And it's been trading and all it's been doing is just trying to trading sideways, see? It's been trading sideways from here. It's been a range, right? Look at that. Just look at that range. So range. So like there. Actually, that was my fault. The range should actually be a lot smaller. Probably like this. Yeah, that's probably your range on IRM before it actually broke out. See, but look, it traded for what? August 2011 to September 21st, and all it did was trade, you know, range between what, 24 or something to 40 bucks. All it did was trade sideways. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised that it created another range, and all it's going to do is trade sideways for a while too. I'm not saying it will, but you know, don't be surprised if all it does is just kind of trade like this within this range for the next 10 years. You know, don't be surprised if it comes back down. Maybe throws a wick down there, does that, does that, does that. I mean, if you're bullish on this company and you think it's going to keep running hard to the upside, you know, just maybe expect a range like that, probably. But yeah, there's massive resistance support right here. I don't think it would break. I think if anything, it comes back down to like $41.50 and then bounces. That would probably be a good rate, a good price to buy it at for IRM, I think. Love you, Tony. I love you too, doing big things. Always, man, always. Clove. Let me do Clove. Oops. Didn't I do TA and Clove? I've been doing TA and Clove for a while now. What has it done? Oh, we got close. 11 bucks, 13 bucks. Yeah, it didn't do that bad. I mean, my direction was up on the right direction from here. From what, August 23rd? So I guess I did this TA like late-ish August, and I thought it was gonna hit 13 bucks. It got close though. I mean, I was only what, $2 off, so not too bad. But this is, I can guarantee you, this was probably news that dropped it. I don't think it was anything else. But it didn't break. It did not break resistance though. It came right back down. Close another week right here. Bearish. Yeah, so that kind of sucks. Yeah, I don't think Clove is gonna recover. Yeah, I mean, if anything, you're gonna see it probably come back up here. But I think it's officially found its new trading range. So if you're holding Clove, I'm sorry, but you know, expect it to stay here for a while, right? You know, because that's what it's. I think that's what's gonna happen. Because the weekly, what? The weekly, it just ended another week bear. So you know, don't be surprised if it keeps running down. The month, yeah, the month too. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not too happy with Clove right now. Well, not happy. I don't really care about Clove because I don't have a position in it. But you know, I can definitely see it kind of trading here for a while. You might see the occasional bounce back up here, but you know, I wouldn't put my money in Clove at all. I could say I can guess that it's probably going to trade between this range for a while. Probably the same thing that it did back here. Fluctuated a little bit, but ultimately it just kind of stayed between this range before it really did anything. It's kind of stayed there. So yeah, not too confident about Clove. Right, you see it right there. Broke down. Probably going to start trading within this range for a while now. So you know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, Clove. I think Clove has a really good shot. Really good shot at going down to 684. It didn't recover how I thought it was, so you know, I think it's going to keep going down. ACCD looks like support. And this will probably be my last TA just because I've already been on for about an hour and a half. So, you know, I want to see what's going on with oh man, again with these ranges. I mean, it's been consistent. It's been pretty consistently going to the high side. And it's been supporting trend. You know, I'll give it that. It's been supporting trend. So, you know, gotta give it that at least. Right? Yeah, I would definitely say it's a good place to be buying right now. Just on it hitting support. Second week, yeah, I can definitely see it going up again, and then even better, right? So you can actually see it do this, hitting on the top range like that, and it's been consistently running up, right? So, you know, I would not be surprised to see this go like this, right? Like, let's move it a little bit further out. You know, don't be surprised to see it run from here up to like here somewhere, or at least back up to here, 55. I'd say more on the higher side, somewhere like here maybe. Let me see. I mean, it has a pretty good move. Yeah, I'd say it's a perfect buy-in. And I don't really need to use support or resistance because it's you know, it's pretty solid right now. It's looking like it's hitting really good previous resistance here, right? So I'd say it's what, like right there. What, 42.36? Let me add that in there. So 42.36 right there. Yeah, I think you're at really good support, especially because it's coming back down and retesting again as previous resistance. So, and it's been holding up pretty well. It's on trend. You know, I don't really need to do too much TA on this. It does look like it's gonna go up, even right here, right? Like again on the weekly. You know, it just created a bear trigger, but you know, I wouldn't be too scared of this. You know, obviously I wouldn't want to play this because there's not too much to the high side. So, like, how much gain can you actually see from this, right? What the heck? Like, there's not too much gain. Like, what would you see? 40%? Actually, that's not bad. A 40% gain? You know, so you would see what? Let me see. That's a pretty good spot first. And then you would see some previous highs. So I'd say these are probably your zones, right? Your relative high would be a 30% gain. Your trend high would be 44%, and your all-time high would be 55. So I'd say this kind of general area is where you should expect to take profits right? Somewhere like right here. You know, I think anywhere here is a really good time to take your profits if you're in this play. And if I were to play this, again, I'm just saying, you know, I would play this. It would be a swing. It wouldn't be a hold. You know, I wouldn't hold this long term. But you know, again, I would do something like this where I have a really tight stop loss, like right here maybe, and this, I'd probably run it up all the way to trend. So you probably have one like right here. Even then, that's a 7% R&R, right? That's a 11% R&R. You're not risking all that much money at all. So let me see. What's your actual risk? This is actually pretty. What would your risk be? 4% on the downside to make, you know, at most to make what? 44%? Like, this is a crazy R&R. I would take this trade every single time. Why would somebody? I would swing this every single time. This looks like it's gonna keep continuing up. And on average, you know, what's the move on average when it hits trend, right? So now what you want to do is get your forecast. Hits trend, it hits price, what? 21 days. Hits trend, hits price, 14 days. Hits trend, gets pretty close, 14 days. It's trend, pretty close, 14 days. It's trend. It's actual uptrend, 30 days. Trend. I would expect this to hit in a couple of days, but it didn't. So, whoops. Get rid of that. So you know what? What's the average? 28 days, 14 days, 2 weeks. We'll do 28 days just to be safe, right? So, you know, you can maybe expect this to hit late October, early November. That's what I would think. I would think that you would have an easy 40% gain in the next what month or two, maybe a month. You know, it's not a bad trade at all. Like your R&R is 3%. Like look at that. You're only risking 3% of your money to do anything, and you have a pretty tight stop loss right here. You know, your stop loss is pretty tight, so that's the good part. Because if it actually goes down here, you know, you don't want to hold it because it can actually, you know, if it breaks trend, you don't want it breaking trend down here and then possibly going all the way back down to like $30. But you know, Roku, this one, you have some really solid swings, and I think I might split up my position in half, and probably put half in Roku and then half in ACCD. This looks pretty promising. So I don't know what ACL that is, but you know, this looks like a really solid swing trade. It looks like I would be buying this every single time. So ACCD, yeah, solid play. RKT still back holding, send help. Dude, I am officially out of RKT. I sold out of RKT like a couple months back. And because I was so like annoyed with RKT, I bought leaps. I bought like $10,000 worth of leaps for like 2 years out. So I think I have 23 leaps on RKT. I did not want to back hold. I think I took a loss on RKT of a couple grand, but I'm so happy that I left. That I left. It's you know, it looks horrible. RKT is horrible. I mean, it had its day. You know, my fault was it running to $40 and me not taking profit because I was up like $70,000 on RKT, and my dumbass didn't take profit because I thought I was going to like 75. That's what I thought. I thought it was gonna run up a little bit more and go to like $75, and it completely just effed me. So I am super upset that I didn't take profit, but that's trading, bro. That's just how it is. You can't really be mad at it. Can't be mad at losses. Can't be mad at wins. Everybody's just trying to have a good time and make the most money that they possibly can. Doggy's probably gonna, as long as Bitcoin and Ethereum go up, Doggy's gonna go up. But yeah, so with everything being said, thank you to everybody for joining. I'm sorry that my first live did not play out the way that I wanted to because my electricity went out. But again, I went live yesterday. I went live today. I will try to go live again. I will try to go live again next week, Saturday and Sunday. But for the most part, you know, I will try to, you know, keep doing You know, I will try to keep doing lives. You know, at least once a weekend. I will try to up that to Saturday and Sunday. But thank you everybody for joining. You know, join the Patreon if you like my stuff. You know, subscribe. You know, tell your friends, your family, whatever. Also, for the Patreon, when I do hit 100 Patreons, I will be teaching someone how to trade personally. I think you know Patreon's been pretty cool in the fact that I can definitely get to know people a lot better. So super awesome with that. But yeah, thank you for everybody for coming out. Thank you for taking time out of your day to actually watch me go live. So super awesome that we get to have people come down and everybody's watching and stuff. So thank you everybody for joining the live. I will see you guys next weekend for the next live, and more than likely I'll probably just keep posting videos throughout today and tomorrow and like the rest of the week and stuff. So have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you for coming on the live, and have a good night. Bye-bye. Have a good afternoon.